Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel where I teach you how to turn your small business into a full-time income. So I tried Amazon FBA for 1 year and this is what happened. Let's talk about it. First, let me start off by saying why I started Amazon FBA. So I actually had my business, which was a sunglasses business, for around 3 years. And my 9 to 5 while I was running my sunglasses business was actually running an Amazon fashion store. So I saw the numbers that this fashion store was doing and I started to look into it myself because they were doing over $1 million a year and their stuff was super basic. They were selling leggings, they were selling stockings, so it was very, very basic. So I thought, why not try to dabble into it myself since I have sunglasses and sunglasses are an essential. I think a lot of people actually purchase them on Amazon. So I thought, why not try to take my business from Shopify to Amazon? Now, keep in mind that I did keep my Shopify store, but I just had a specific style that I was selling on Amazon and started my journey that way. So since right now I'm a little bit over a year into my Amazon journey, I thought this would be perfectly fitting to do this video right now so I can walk you through exactly how my journey went. Was it great? Was it not great? My ups and downs and where I'm at right now with Amazon FBA. Okay, so my Amazon FBA journey at the beginning was a little bit rocky. So getting my products from the supplier to the Amazon warehouse was a little challenging for me at the beginning, especially because I was just getting all of my information off of YouTube. It was all free information, so I was really just trying to consume as much of it as possible. So what I did is I ordered my first style from my suppliers, and instead of actually shipping it to the Amazon warehouse, I shipped it to my place first so that I can inspect it and so I can pack it myself. I also wanted to create lots of content while I'm packing my product, posting it on TikTok. I just had this whole plan and I thought this was the perfect idea to send it over to my place, which was in Toronto, and then afterwards ship it to the US warehouse, the Amazon US warehouse. Now, this was a terrible mistake. This is why I say my beginning was very rocky, because I had to ship my products from my place to the Amazon warehouse in the US, and I did it through Canada Post, and it arrived with customs and duties on it, and Amazon refused to pay the customs and duties. So all in all, it was very expensive. But then afterwards, I was able to get my products into the warehouse and it was time to market, to sell them, to send them off to influencers and do all of that. So I have to admit there were a few things that I was doing wrong with my Amazon FBA business at the very beginning. Number one, I thought that PPC was going to get me sales. It was going to, get my product up and running, and that's totally not true. I actually wasted a lot of money on PPC at the beginning, especially because I started it without having any reviews. So I thought that PPC was going to give me the reviews that I needed, it was going to give me the exposure and the sales that I needed, but that is not true. I highly do not recommend starting PPC at the very beginning of your journey, and I want you to stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to share 5 tips that I really think you should pay attention to when starting your Amazon FBA business. So the second thing that I did wrong with my Amazon FBA business at the very beginning is I actually wasn't leveraging influencers enough. I wasn't doing the marketing enough. I wasn't creating content. I honestly was just relying on the Amazon customers to somehow find my products. But the thing is that since I already had a sunglasses business, I was already tied to this product. I was tied to sunglasses. But if I was choosing an Amazon FBA product without having my business previously, I probably wouldn't choose sunglasses because it is so saturated. So I know that if I would have started my Amazon FBA business with a different product, and I will potentially do this in the future because I love starting these Amazon FBA businesses. I think they're so much fun to build and there's such a good stream of income, which we're going to go into later. The sunglasses department is super competitive because you have a lot of big names, you have a lot of big brands, and a lot of sellers that have already established themselves on the Amazon platform. So I think that's why I didn't perform so well at the beginning, because I didn't realize this. I just thought, well, obviously everybody's going to love my style and my pair of sunglasses, but that's not true because they're actually not even seeing it just yet. So this went on for quite a few months, and then since I was doing this throughout COVID, there was a lot of times on Amazon where I was actually sold out. At some point I believe I was sold out for around 3 to 6 months at a time. So that was very hard for my business, and with Amazon you actually never want to be sold out. Getting getting a handle of your inventory management is one of the most important things when it comes to running any business, not just an Amazon FBA business, but specifically Amazon FBA, because when you are sold out on Amazon, you're losing out on revenue every single day and you're kind of affecting your rankings a little bit. So through my course, through FBA Academy, I show you how to avoid that. But if you don't do what I teach you to do through my course, then your rankings will be affected and you're gonna have to do all of the work all over again when you do restock your product. Okay, so I am going to show you a little screenshot right here of my sales for the past 30 days on Amazon. And then I also want to show you a screenshot for my sales for the past year. As you can see, the graph is really going upwards for the past 365 days. That means there's something there that changed for me throughout my Amazon journey. And this is when I really started to see results for my sales, for my product, and I really started to get profits. And, you know, I was able to kind of let go a little bit of my business and have it run itself. So I'm gonna mention quite a few things that changed for me throughout my journey and that really helped me with my sales and helped me to get my product going and get it moving. But again, if you want to know my exact framework for success, you're gonna have to check out my course, FBA Academy. So one of the main things that changed for me throughout my Amazon journey is running rebate campaigns. Now, these are amazing for your rankings because what you're doing is you're giving out certain amount of units for free every single day for your product. And the way that people get it is they search your main keyword that you're trying to target or the main keyword that you're trying to rank for. They search that, they go through all of the pages on Amazon until they find your product. They click on your product, they purchase it, and then you reimburse them that amount back. Now, a while ago, or I guess when Amazon first started, people were doing this just with their friends and family, but this became very tricky because Amazon caught onto it, and you know, now you can't do it if you guys are using the same Wi-Fi or the same IP address. Now you can do it through a website called REBAID.com. Now, this is amazing because Rebate really just takes all of the hard work out for you. All you have to do is just put in your credit card information and Rebate will reimburse their customers for purchasing your product. Again, I teach this through my course, but you basically put in a link for the rebate campaign. It's called a super URL, and that link is as if somebody had searched that keyword and only your product shows up. So it takes, again, the hard work out for the customer also, for them to go through all of those pages, and they click on your listing, they purchase it, and then Rebate reimburses them back for that amount. All right, you guys already know that I love Rebate so much. I always promote them on my channel, so I wanted to thank Rebate for partnering with me on today's video. So I want to show you guys what you can do on Rebate. It's so cool because you're actually able to run the rebate campaigns that I was just talking about, or you could do discount promotions. You can also do sweepstake campaigns, which is a way to collect emails. And as you can see here in this example, this is how it looks. So it's kind of like a competition and people apply, and so that way you're able to build your email list. And then the other cool thing that you can do on Rebate, which I love, and you know I'm all about influencer marketing, is you're able to run campaigns for Amazon Live or TikTok campaigns with influencers that they already have in their database. It's super easy. You don't need to actually reach out to the influencer on Instagram and go through all of that. They have everything already done for you. You just choose which marketplace you're going to promote in, and then you're going to choose which channel you would prefer. So Amazon Live, TikTok, Instagram, and then your category, and then why you want to start this campaign. So are you launching a product? You want to build a customer base? And then as you can see here, they have such a wide variety of different influencers that you're able to partner up with, and you're able to promote on their Amazon Lives or on their TikToks. So this is such a great option for somebody that just doesn't have the time to reach out to influencers on Instagram. They could just do it right here. It's very, very easy. Okay, so thank you so much, Rebate, for partnering with me on today's video. And the second thing was sending my product out to influencers. Now, I talk about this a lot throughout my social channels. Sending products out to influencers is super important because it gives you exposure, it gives you content, and it brings you sales. So this is amazing because you're kind of getting like a 3-in-1, and influencers love to promote Amazon finds because they actually get a commission if they are a part of the Amazon Associates program. they get a cut, and that cut is not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of Amazon's pocket for driving traffic from outside into their platform. So really using influencers is awesome because, you know, you can also repurpose that content for your Amazon listing, and people will see that there's so many people rocking this product, or even if it's not a fashion item, people using this product, and you're able to market it, you know, basically for free on social media channels. So when you're using influencers to market your product, your cost would just be the Amazon FBA fees and your cost of product. So you are not gaining profits on it, you're paying the Amazon FBA fees, but it's totally worth it. And I truly believe this was my little golden bullet, if we can say. Okay, so now I'm going to run through what are my expenses for running this Amazon store, what are my profits, how much money have I made. So let's get into it. My first expense is obviously the product cost. I'm gonna basically walk you through this, and you have to calculate it for your own product as well, but your product cost, and I do this per unit. It's way easier for me to calculate everything per unit so that I know how much I'm profiting per unit that I'm selling. So product cost per unit. I also have my shipping cost, and I have my packaging. So you really have to make sure that you're calculating all of your packaging that you're including with your product. So whether you have little pamphlet inside your packaging or you have some tissue paper, whatever, calculate everything. Really try to not miss out on any dollar. I also have the marketing cost. So the way that I calculate the marketing cost is how many units am I willing to give away for free for, you know, this inventory order that I'm creating. So let's say, for example, I've ordered 300 units and I'm willing to give away 100 units for free for marketing, for influencers, for rebates and all of that. So what I do is I calculate the FBA fees for that amount of product. So if my FBA fees are $5 for each unit that I give away, then it's $5 times 100, so $500. And then I divide that by the amount of inventory that I have to sell. So this might seem a little bit complicated. I do have a inventory budgeting sheet below that you can download that calculates all of this for you automatically, so you don't have to do anything. All you do is just input the number of inventory that you're ordering, the cost per product and your shipping costs and everything like that, and the rest is calculated for you, so it's super easy. All right, so the next cost that I have to calculate is the Amazon FBA fees. Like we said, Amazon FBA takes around 33% for you to be able to sell on their platform and for them to pick, pack, and ship the product for you. So you really have to calculate that into your cost because you are giving that away at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that after everything, you are still profiting. And one more cost that a lot of people don't put into account is your return fees. So Amazon has a super flexible return policy, which means oftentimes you will have returns for your product. I don't think I've ever seen a product that has 0% returns. So you definitely will have returns no matter what you do. So you just have to calculate that percentage in. For me, my returns are around 14%, which is pretty standard for the industry. So I would say calculate somewhere between 10 to 15%, and then you're gonna have to wait until you start selling your product for months on end to see if that percentage is correct or not. Okay, so I'm going to list all of the costs right here that you do have to put into account for your Amazon listing so that you know exactly what your profit is per unit after everything. And again, as I said, you have the budgeting sheet below that you can also use, and it has all of these costs listed out for you, so it's super easy. So now moving on to my profits after 1 year of doing Amazon. Now I sell around $20,000 each month on Amazon, and I make off of that $5,000 of profit. The rest I just reinvest back into my Amazon business to purchase even more inventory so I can keep my business going. Now this is awesome because I have around 25% profits after returns, and I'm almost doing nothing to get this type of money. So I would say this is the closest thing right now that I have to passive income. Everything else I still have to work for, but for this income stream, I think it's the closest to passive income. Okay, so now I'm going to share my 5 tips that I have for you before you start your Amazon FBA business. Number 1 is you really need to be patient with Amazon FBA. The progress is slow, but it is worth it at the end. I think the number 1 mistake that a lot of Amazon sellers do is they quit too early. They feel like, you know, they're not getting the profits, they're not getting the sales, their inventory isn't moving, so they quit too early and they don't work on it hard enough. So be patient, be consistent. The progress is slow, but hopefully after 1 year, you'll be able to take some profits home with doing very little work. Okay, my second tip is do not go into PPC early on in your journey. This is so important. Again, I mentioned this early on in the video, but this was one of my biggest mistakes when it came to Amazon FBA is I went into it too early and I wasted a lot of money. And PPC, especially if you don't know how to set up your campaigns yourself, it can really just take up all of your money super quickly and you won't know it. Try to be careful with PPC. Use other marketing methods like social media, influencer marketing, creating content and all of that, and then go into PPC once you've reached around 50 reviews. Okay, so my third tip goes hand in hand with the, PPC tip that I just spoke about, is that influencers and content creators are your best friend. Again, they love Amazon products, so they're going to want to promote your product, especially if it works for them and it falls into their daily routines. They're gonna, love to promote it because they get a commission when their followers purchase your product through their Amazon affiliate link. So they are your best friends. You will get content out of them, you will get exposure out of them, and you will get sales. So my fourth tip is do not go into Amazon blindly. There's a lot of free content online that you can look up. There's books that you can read. I would recommend taking courses. With Amazon, it's not hard, but you do have to know the 1-2-step formula for success and to get your product moving. If you go into it blindly, again, you're just gonna make that mistake that a lot of sellers do, which is you're gonna quit too early. You're not gonna spend your time efficiently on the Amazon platform. You're not gonna know the exact steps and the exact formula to get to where you want to go and to be able to profit properly and to, be cash flow positive at the end of this. So do not go into it blindly. Try to get some help, get a mentor, or take a course. And my fifth tip, which is I think the best and most important, is calculate your profits and know your numbers. At the end of this, again, you need to be cash flow positive. So you need to never go below your break-even point when it comes to your selling price. Honestly, do not get emotionally attached to the product. If you're not profiting at least $10 from your product, then you just should not be selling it, and that's the truth. So don't get emotionally attached to it. Take a look at the numbers. If they make sense, then go for it. If they don't make sense, then keep looking. Don't give up. It takes around a month to 2 months to even find a good product idea. So it's completely normal that this is taking time. Just make sure that you are calculating your profits and knowing your numbers. All right, so that is it for today's video. I do have a free training that is coming up. It's going to be a live webinar, which I'm super excited to do for you guys. This is happening just before the launch of the second version of my course. So I'm gonna leave the link below for the early access so you can sign up and know first before anybody else the timings of this live webinar. Keep in mind, I do have very limited seats, so make sure to click the link below and put your email so that you know before anybody else what the timings are so you can sign up early. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had so much fun filming this. I hope you learned something today, and I'll see you next week. Bye.